Hello, welcome. PRChomps episode 7. I am PRC. I'm here with a guest because it is another fast food face off. Today we are doing uh fresh or fast versus fancy, and we'll get into that in just a second. But first, welcome to Timmy Smith. What's up, man?
Good afternoon, sir. Not much. I'm ready. I'm excited for this.
All right. Obviously, I'm going to pick the fancy. No, I'm just kidding. Tim is going to be picking the fancier meal. He has a $75, which he said is 60 quid budget to pick four fancy items, and that is a entree, appetizer, side, and a dessert. I, on the other hand, have a $20 budget to match that, and that is the same parameters: entree, appetizer, side, and dessert for $20. We also set some more parameters in here because Tim, first of all, said that more Minifans would pick a fast food menu over a fancy menu. I vehemently disagreed with that. I think most people would pick a fancy over a fast, and so we did a scientific poll just to figure that out. And after the results of the poll, 72% of the Minifans actually picked fancy over fast. And Tim, you probably have some objections to that. So tell me why this poll is fucked up and biased.
I'd like to lodge my first protest right there, PRC. You've put in fancy, and you've limited me to 60 quid. First of all, which I don't think is fancy. I think that's a kind of a mid-range staple meal out. I think if anything, I had to be very savvy with the things that I chose, so I couldn't go fancy. I had to be very, very careful. And I also think I'm fucked from the start with this, right? Because you've got loads of references that like everyone that listens to this, apart from Meadows and Jackson, maybe everyone's going to be American. So you've got loads of restaurants and like little fast food places that you can refer to. But all the places that I'll be talking about and the dishes that I'll be talking about, no one will have heard of. And also, I've got another critique of it. All the fancy stuff, I think I'm too fancy for the Minifans, to be honest. I think they're mostly heathens and they won't appreciate the stuff that I put in on the poll. Not when I explain it, but I think if we do a blind poll, it will look rubbish. And I think you've gained it to win this.
Okay, I hear those concerns. I also would like to counter with I lost last week in my first fast food face-off. So if you think it's rigged and it's in my favor, oh boy, that sucks.
Yeah, people were saying you've picked a tomato can to face this week to try and get your bounce back win.
Listen, even Alabama has to play Mercer every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I think in all fairness, I see your points. I think we'll just do straight down the line poll. I won't skew it to like 65% needs to vote fast food or fancy for you to win. So, and I hear your points about being across the pond. However, I also, when scheduling this face off, also knew when I asked you music, you always went with the deep cuts that no one knows and talks about. And I also analyzed in my first fast food face off, I lost because I didn't play the hits and I played too many deep cuts. So maybe I chose somebody who picks deep cuts. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? But
I have a question first of all.
Yeah, hit me.
So did you pick yours? And I guess this will go to reveal itself. But did you pick it to be like the best menu or the best individual dishes?
I picked it more individual dishes, but I did keep in mind the cohesiveness of the menu.
Okay. All right. Because I, having not done one of these before, I've watched a lot of the Barstool Chicago drafts that they do.
Yeah.
And I'd sit there most of the time watching, especially the food ones. I sit there watching it and go, what are they doing? Why are they picking that? That doesn't fit with that. That's like, what are you doing, you idiot? Think about how the graphics going to look. Think about how the poll's going to look. But then when I was going through it, it's much harder to do than I realized.
Yeah, it's a fine line, man. You gotta play it because you can go for the graphic, but then you could also skip over a good pick. Like I think last time when I went against Montante, I think I was too worried about what his graphic was going to look like when he was picking all McDonald's, and then when it came out to the end, it didn't really matter. Like no one cared that he was so heavily McDonald's skewed. So you got to know your audience too. So it's a little bit of both.
Right. So who's starting? Are we going 1 for 1?
Yeah, we'll go 1 for 1. But I'll give you the honors. I mean, we're not obviously going to overlap because if I pick a fancy one, then I obviously have gone way over my budget. So we'll go 1 for 1. You can pick in any order. It doesn't really matter this time. There's not a lot of strategy in the order, so just whichever one is your heart's desire, go ahead and pick.
And can I? Sorry, this is basically a show of just me asking clarifying questions. But I've got some honourable mentions. Should I save them or should I mention them?
Yeah, honorable mentions at the end.
Okay, sweet. Right.
Yep.
So for starter, what you call appetizer, I've gone for, and again, I'm thinking of the menu here. I'm thinking, right, if I've got potentially 4 different dishes with 3 courses, 4 dishes, I never like anything really, really heavy. What I really, really like though, I love a tuna tartare. Big fan of a tuna tartare. And the version that I've gone for, you can get a lot of different versions. You can go to like a high-end French American place, you can get it. You can go to a sushi place, you can get it. My particular favorite version is from a Peruvian restaurant. So there's quite a few really nice Peruvian restaurants I've been to, particularly in London. There's a few in Spain. Not been as far as Peru yet, but there's one called Lima, and they do a bluefin tuna tartare with a shiso leaf tempura. Doesn't have to be that fancy, but anything that's just like that really kind of fresh, crisp, really nice tuna tartare, a little bit of chopped avocado, a little bit maybe sesame oil or something like that in it. I think it's a really nice way to kind of set yourself up for a lovely meal. That's my pick.
Well, I'm not a big fancy guy, but that seems like you're already breaking out deep cuts. Is that deep cut? The tuna tartare?
I think that's my shallowest cut, PRC.
Oh, see, I'm just uncouth then. I thought you'd go with like a soup or like a shrimp cocktail or something. That's what mine. See, in Indianapolis, they're famous for their shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, a lot of people here have that. Well, we call it prawn cocktail, but it tends to be just with, I don't know, it's always with cold prawns. I'm not a fan of cold prawns.
Yeah, I can see that. But they just dip like a whole bunch of horseradish in the cocktail sauce. That's what they're famous for. It's not really a big thing. All right. I'm gonna go entree. I'm just gonna start it off with the main deal. This one is $6, so this gets $6 out of my budget. Big Mac.
Yep.
Very solid pick. When you think about, do I wish Big Mac had some changes to it? Yes, I wish it had bigger patties. I wish I wish maybe they experimented with maybe doing away with the middle bun sometimes, but I like it in occasion. But overall, if I had to design like a perfect burger, even down to that sauce is immaculate. The Big Mac is up there for me, so I'm going Big Mac with my first pick.
Yeah, hard to compete with that, really. And obviously, you've done your Big Mac. What do you call it? Challenge, whatever it was, the experiment from The Office.
Oh yeah, recreating Kevin's.
Yes. And actually, yeah, I'll tell you what. I've got a couple of thoughts, but I'm going to hold them until after my main meal pick, which will make sense when I tell you what it is. But yeah, I mean, you can't beat a Big Mac, can you? Like, it's the staple big McDonald's burger for me. But I would never, until recently, actually, I would never pick any other burger than that. But then recently, and in fact, this plays back to your value episode you did last week from McDonald's. My latest hack for burgers at McDonald's is you get a double cheeseburger, which is £1.70. What's that, like $2.40 or 50 or something like that? Yeah. And then you just go in on the app and you add lettuce, you add diced onion, you add gherkin, you can add the Big Mac sauce. You basically just make yourself a Big Mac for like £1.69, and you get it all those extras for free, and you save like £4.
Yep. That's one of the best hacks I have at McDonald's is get the double cheeseburger, no ketchup, mustard, sub mac sauce. Yeah, that's a wise move, and it tastes just the same. It's pretty damn good. So that's a very astute pick there, or a very astute tip.
Are you a gherkins person? Pickles.
The fuck is a gherkin?
It's a pickle. Gherkin's a pickle.
Oh yeah, then I'm a pickle person.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I just had to check.
I'm not
I
that
can't understand it.
pickle and whitefish sandwich, whatever the fuck that is.
Hold that thought for later.
Oh dear God! Did you pick it?
No, I did. No,
Oh,
it's honorable mention.
Okay, I was like, I'd like at least like a little competition in this, Tim. But it's like, all right, your second pick.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So onto my main course. So I'm going with. I've tried to pick my favorite one from America in the hope that someone might know what it is or have some sort of understanding of why I'm picking it or what I'm picking. So I've gone for the Black Label Burger from Minetta Tavern in New York. This is probably the best burger I've had in America. I've only been to like 4 or 5 places in America, but that's by far and away the best burger I've had there. Big chunky, like beautiful, coarsely ground, dry aged patty. Like, I think it's Pat LaFrida, is it? The beef purveyor in America. There's a Pat LaFrida patty. It's just outstanding. So they baste it in clarified butter the whole time they're cooking it. There's no cheese. It's just this kind of really fat, beautiful patty. It's cooked completely pink all the way through. And they get caramelized onions, but I think they cook the onions in like beef fat. So they're like beautiful, rich onions. There's no cheese. Which when we went, I went a few times there. My ex-girlfriend went and she was like, "Oh, can I add cheese to it?" And the waiter said, "You really don't want to. Like the chef recommends you have it as it is." And she just, obviously just didn't pay any attention because that's what her birds are like. Didn't listen. Said I'll have the cheese. It came and it was much shitter than mine without the cheese. So I was just like, had that. I was like, yeah, they know what they're talking about. This is absolutely perfect, balanced wonderfully. That'd be my pick. And it comes with, and I had to run this past you for 29 quid. It comes with pommes frites. So like little straw. What are they? Shoestring? What they called? Shoestring fries?
Shoestring fries, yeah.
Yeah, so it comes with that, which I know is kind of then cheating my menu a little bit because that gives me a side.
No,
But
that's just wise picking. Yeah.
I'll take that. The other thing is, if I was to do if I was to do stock up, stock down on food items, stock down for me would be smash burgers right now. I'm sick of smash burgers.
They've overdone them. I agree with you.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah,
but every new burger place opens in London.
Oh, everything here is a smash burger too.
Yeah, I'm done with them. I want big, coarsely ground, dry. I want to taste the abattoir in my burger. I want it to be that rich and deep and flavoursome. I don't want to just like have although it is beautiful crispy edge. I don't want that to be just it. I want that beefy flavour. But yeah,
I can't even think of a restaurant here that's still holding down the fat burger fort, man. I'm trying to think of one that like still does like the big boy.
Yeah,
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Essentially now just individual restaurants or like steakhouses or something, like all of their, not the chains, but like kind of those medium chains where you've got maybe 5 or 6 of them in a few big cities. They've all flipped to smash burgers because they think they're trendy.
I'm trying to think if even a medium sit down doesn't do the smash burger around here. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that trend is just overtaken everywhere. Yeah. It's annoying. All right, my second pick. I'm gonna go right into sides. I was gonna do McDonald's fries, but that's just a cheat code. I'm gonna try to avoid that at all costs because it's just as soon as you pick McDonald's fries, you automatically get a bunch of people that are, oh, the McDonald's fries are the best. I'm gonna go Arby's fries. The curly ones. They're seasoned. They're curly. They hit. Nothing else at Arby's really hits too much. If you're really hungover, sometimes the roast beef sandwich can do it, but or the roast beef with cheddar. But the curly fries are a staple. Pretty solid, safe pick. I wouldn't put it, on the mantle or anything, but it's up there. It's good. I'm going Arby's curly fries.
What's the seasoning on them?
It's just like a more peppery kind of salty, garlicky, peppery kind of season. A lot of them, how McDonald's is just kind of lightly salted. These got more flavor to them. Yeah.
That does seem to be a thing with curly fries. Like they always have a lot of like it's always kind of like a deep orangey red seasoning on them.
Mm-hmm. A little
But
paprika,
then,
maybe.
yeah, I think they do go heavily on the paprika, which I only
Yep.
found out, by the way, maybe a year ago, is just ground like peppers or capsicums or whatever you call them.
Yeah, I think it's just pepper and Hungarian.
Yeah, I had no idea. I
Huh.
thought it was like some sort of chili, but yeah, it's
What?
just ground pepper, and then the smoked paprika is just smoked ground pepper.
I was shocked when I found out it was from Hungary because usually like spices are from like the warmer countries like India or South America or something like that.
Yeah, they love it like a goulash or something like that,
Yeah.
or a bourguignon, something. Yeah, from that kind of
Every
Eastern
once in a while,
European.
those Eastern Europeans surprise you.
Yeah. Right, it's me, isn't it? Side. I struggled with this. I really struggled.
Okay.
I will hold. Yeah, I'll hold my honorable mentions. I settled. This isn't going to play well, but fuck it. Mangalitsa pork shoulder croquettes with a
What the
wild
fuck?
leek mayonnaise. So there's two really good types of pork. So you get Tamworth pork, and you can get Mangalitsa pork. But there's more than that, but those are like the two most prolific ones that like nice restaurants have here. And I'm such a big fan of croquettes. I think they're such an underrated food when they're done nicely. Like,
What kind of
especially like when you
mayonnaise? I wasn't finished that book of what that was.
I'll send it to you afterwards, but it's a wild leek mayonnaise.
Wild leek mayonnaise.
Yeah. So I fucking love croquettes. They're so good. They're just like these deep fried, gooey, potatoey. Like always, like if you stick some meat in them, then they start to fall apart with like beautiful shredded, slow cooked meat inside. I love them, and they're a great vessel for dipping. And I'm a huge condiment person. I love any sort of hollandaise. I love flavored mayonnaise. And you give me any sort of cheese dip, like a Stilton. I had a Stilton Bernaise the other day. It was incredible. So
When I was in
give me croquettes.
Spain,
Yeah,
they had a eggs Benedict McMuffin for breakfast at McDonald's. Do they have that there?
Yes. I think they had it in Spain though.
Huh?
Yeah.
They have that there too?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I had it's not McDonald's, but I had chicken katsu eggs Benedict on Thursday or Wednesday this week. That was good.
Huh.
Like, well, yeah, in Europe, eggs Benedict anything. Just stick a couple of eggs, a bit of hollandaise. You put anything underneath it.
Call it a deal.
We love
it. They should put some sauce on the sausage and egg McMuffin biscuit.
I couldn't believe that.
It's not a biscuit. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I couldn't believe it when you said on the last PRChomps, not PRChomps, by the way, for anyone listening. PRChomps. When you said that when you said that bacon was more expensive than sausages.
Way more expensive here.
Madness.
Well, here how they make sausages, they just take whatever's left of the pig and just stuff it into a roll, put it into a casing or something to make it cylindrical, and then that's sausage. Bacon comes from the nicer part of the pig. It's dried differently, it's seasoned differently, it takes longer to cook, cure, all that. So they add that on the cost. So bacon is much more expensive than sausage here.
Yeah, you pose a good argument. I don't know why it's more expensive here for sausages, but maybe just because we love sausages over here.
Well, your bacon tastes different.
In what way?
I don't know. It's more fatty, rubbery. It's like it comes from a different part of the pig, maybe. I have to look into the data, but
we have a lot more back bacon rather than streaky bacon.
Yeah.
And then the best sort is middle bacon. Have a little Google of that. That's the best. It's somewhere in between streaky bacon and back bacon. Back bacon's a bit dry. It's like kind of like medallions of meat.
Oh, so we cut our bacon from the belly, and you cut yours from the loin, the leg, I guess.
Exactly.
So bacon comes from two different parts of the pig, and we appreciate fat here, as you can tell. So what do I got? I got the Big Mac. I got the Arby's fries. Appetizer, just easy. Taco Bell stacker. I don't know if they have these in the Taco Bells in the UK, but They put about twice the amount of meat and cheese that they put into a regular soft taco with some cheese sauce into a quesadilla, and then just keep folding it till it's about 2 or 3 inches high. It's $2, fucking 500 calories. Great appetizer. Very, very sneaky good pick at Taco Bell.
I'm just having a look at it now. Okay, all right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like 3-4 layers high.
Yep.
Here's a question for you. So Taco Bell only came over to England maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
And there's, I don't know, half a dozen. I'm pulling this figure out my ass, but half a dozen locations, let's say, in England. There's 1 or 2 in London.
Okay.
However, when you order it, it's the only thing we know it for is if you order it, you'll enjoy it. It'll be like disgusting filth, but you'll enjoy it, of course. But then you're guaranteed to be shitting your brains out for the next at least 24 hours.
They've been fighting that forever.
Okay, right. So that's not like just the UK ones are dirty and unhygienic.
I think it's the way the meat looks and stuff like that. But it actually, in America, they got higher graded meat than most other fast food restaurants. It's actually like one of the upper echelon in terms of food quality.
Okay.
So I think it's just a fable that Taco Bell gives you the shits.
Oh, it's truth here. But I
it could be there. Yeah.
I suspect it's just the hygiene of the places that you buy it from here. I don't think they wash their hands.
See, around here, it's like, I mean, anything. You go to the Mexican food trucks around here, it's going to be fantastic, but you're definitely going to be shitting for days after that. So Taco Bell's actually a welcome reprieve from some of the more local stuff around here.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of people just set up these carts and stuff without any licensing, without anything. They're just trying to make a buck, and so they just kind of set them up, and whatever you get is whatever you get. They're usually pretty good, though.
There's like food hygiene ratings.
Yeah, but there's also I need to make money, and I don't give a fuck, so I'm going to do it till I get caught.
Fair. Here, yeah, you can't have a restaurant, you can't have a stall, you can't have a cart, anything unless the food hygiene safety people come around and give you a rating out of 5.
It's here too, but I mean, if you think about it, man, like if you got to put food on the table for your family, the things you can and can't do become a little bit more blurred. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You got to play out the risks in your head. Like, do I think the health and safety commissioner is going to come to this fucking Home Depot on 38th Street? Probably not. Probably not today. Could I sell $150 worth of tacos right here? Probably. So get in, get out, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So.
Plus, it's good drunk food, I guess, for people that want to just get in and go, deal with the consequences tomorrow. It'll be coming out of both ends anyway. So,
taco trucks and the kebab, the hero guys. We got a lot of those in the bar area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guys that just shave it off the little stick and shit like that.
Here's a little fact for you. Do you know what it's called when you're so unwell that you're shitting and vomiting at the same time? The Christmas cracker.
The Christmas cracker?
Yeah, it comes up both ends.
Sounds like Santa Claus's nickname.
Yeah. A little image there. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. Right, yeah, so let's stay on food. So,
Christmas
is it
cracker.
me?
Is that your fourth pick, the Christmas cracker? You want me
yeah, that's dessert. Dealing with the consequences.
Wash it all down with a nice Christmas cracker.
So dessert again. I really, really went to and fro with this. Very similar to my starter. So I'm a main course person. I like to really indulge in the main course, which then I have to temper with, as I say, like a kind of a light starter, something like tuna type, something like that, and then I kind of like to follow it up with something a little bit lighter. So I fooled around with a couple of choices, but I ended up sacking that all off and going, if I'm going to indulge, I'm going to indulge. Burnt Basque cheesecake with pickled pear is what I'm going for.
Cheesecake.
So
is that like Basque, like BASQUE?
That's the one. So it's a region in Spain, the Basque region.
That's what I was referring
to. That's for the listeners,
okay.
And viewers. It's a region of Spain, and there's a city in particular called San Sebastian in Spain, which is a beautiful, beautiful city. And it's like a foodie mecca in Europe. They do what called pinchos. So it's their version of like tapas. So it's the Basque region's version of tapas. And you get some incredible, incredible food there. Like, it's just a really old city that's whatever, thousands of years old. It's just winding, tiny streets. There's bars everywhere. But every bar will have their own speciality pinchos or tapas dish. So they'll be famous for one thing. And the Basque cheesecake, there's a couple of places that do it really, really well. And a few places that do it very well as well. But the ones that do it really well, you have to turn up in the morning and you have to put your name down on the list like as soon as it opens, and then you come back a few hours later and hope that you made the cut. Ooh. And it's, if you imagine like a New York cheesecake is kind of more dense, and you have the kind of the pastry that goes round, and it's very light. Burnt Basque cheesecake, you cook it for longer, you get a caramelized top, and then as you let it set, the top kind of sets in a little bit, and you have a really creamy middle. So it's like this beautiful kind of rich, creamy cheesecake. And then there's a particular restaurant called Brat in London, and they pair it with a pickled pear. So that just it cuts through like the creaminess and richness of the cheesecake wonderfully. So that would be my decadent last pick.
Do they burn it in the oven, or do they do the whole dog and pony where they come out with like a blowtorch and do the top?
No, it's in the oven. So you cook it until it's caramelized on top. It's not like a creme brulee type, flamethrowery thing.
You can't go wrong with creme brulee, though. I actually thought that would be your pick.
Well, Kane chose it the other day for his menu that he did, didn't he? So I couldn't pick that.
He's a chef, though.
He is a chef. I tell you what, he, for all the stick that he gets and did get, that looked absolutely cracking, that meal that he made. I was very impressed.
And he did look adorable in his little chef's coat.
He did.
He did. Let's not lie there.
He looked so happy doing it. Didn't he?
I know. He was in his little world. Yeah. It was nice to see. My fourth pick, Wendy's Frosty. Just nice little dessert there. I like vanilla on occasion, but I'm just gonna keep it simple with chocolate. The OG. Good stuff. Just a classic little dessert. I often just get it. Well, not often, but every once in a while I will get it just driving home for a nice little treat. So that's my menu.
So explain this to me. Is this a milkshake? Is this what is this?
I'm looking at a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit more ice cream consistency than a milkshake. But you can drink it like a milkshake. A lot of people just eat it with a spoon. A lot of people like to get fries and dip their fries in it.
Yeah.
With a little sweet and savory kind of combo going on there. So it's a nice little treat. The viscosity wise, it's more towards ice cream than I would a milkshake. Milkshake usually has at least some pockets of fluid you can see in there. But
yeah.
Do
you know what I like about that as well? One of the worst things about a sit down meal is when I finish my meal, I want to go. As soon as I've had that last bite, I'm done. So I like my dream would be a sit down meal that you could prepay so that you don't have to. I hate just sitting around waiting for the bill. It's like my worst nightmare. So I like desserts like that where you can potentially just take them on the go. Like grab it and you're in your car, you're going home, you're about to enter a food coma, but you've got a lovely frosty milkshake thing to kind of sip on the way. You get a little bit of a sugar rush to keep you going until you get back home and you pass out on the sofa like a big old slob.
See, during the pandemic, when restaurants were doing anything to get anybody in, they were doing like you could take whatever it is to go. Like it was, you could just walk in, you could order on a little QR code. You could ask for a box whenever. It was. There were some good things that came out of the pandemic like that.
There was a lot of like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fancy restaurants as well that did like warm it up at home, like boxes, like where they would get their best dishes and do that. It's great.
Yeah, and you could just like, I don't know about your state, but like where I am, like booze to go is a big like no. But
Really?
yeah, from the restaurants, like the liquor stores have like or the grocery stores actually have the biggest legislative grasp in Indiana, man. They were trying to get liquor stores to not be open during certain times and shit. But yeah, you could get just booze to go, like by the bottle and shit. It was amazing. You could just get it poured in a cup, whatever. It didn't matter. They just got rid of any laws as long as you would come into the restaurant.
Fair enough.
You could probably take the fucking table home back then.
Well, it's that or like go out of business, would it? Why not?
That'd be great. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a box for this steak, and then I'm gonna take this table too.
The table, the chair, and the wine.
Just everything. Just walk it out. Just pour it to the restaurant with a U-Haul. Just like
I got some honorable mentions. You want?
Yeah, man, hit me with
it. That's our 4, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So I had tuna tartare, Peruvian tuna tartare, a black label burger from Minetta Tavern, Mangalitsa pork shoulder croquettes with wild leek mayo, and then the burnt Basque cheesecake with pickled pear. And my total cost, by the way, was I worked it out at £59.60. That is.
Ooh, pretty good. That's close.
It was close. It was very close. So my honorable mentions, I had fried reindeer moss. That was one of them. So I had that at a restaurant called Noma, which is, I think for a while it was like the #1 restaurant in the world. Like very, very good. They do some weird shit. I had like ants on a bit of beef. That was mad. They did just taste like lemon. Like they were big fat ants, but you bit into their body and it just like an explosion of lemon in your mouth. And then I was gonna pick one of these two, but again, thinking about like the poll, and I decided not to. Beef dripping candle is a really good one. So there's a restaurant in London that it's a candle that they light, and it's made of beef dripping, and it slowly melts, and then you have this bread that you kind of just dip it in, and it's absolutely beautiful. And then there's an incredible gastropub called the Camberwell Arms that does pork fat on toast with pickled Scotch bonnet and a glass of wine, all for a tenner. So for the starter, like, absolutely beautiful. Didn't have any honourable mentions for main. I was pretty much committed to the burger from Minetta Tavern. Absolutely love it. I dillied and dallied on the sides with zucchini fritters, as you call them, or courgette fritters. I like, again, they're a bit lighter. Yeah, like they're a bit lighter. They're not quite as filling when you're going for like a 3-course meal. I like them, and again, they're a great conduit for dipping. Excellent conduit. The other side that I was tempted with was, again, from Noma, was the fish donuts, which I know you're very anti.
Oh, dear God. I wish you would have picked that. I wouldn't even have to put out the poll.
I'll have to send you a picture after.
I just said it was great beating Tim today.
Yeah. They're incredible. They're so good. It's like they're traditional like fried apple pop, sort of dumpling donut things, but then this whole fish put through the middle.
Then we just
with pickled cucumber in the middle as well. And then they put a bit like vinegar powder on it. Like, so good, so good. And then
isn't a pickled cucumber just a pickle?
No, slightly different. Like I've come back to you on what the exact process difference between is like the pickling process. Like pickles, like as in gherkins, like the ones you have in burgers, a slightly different type of cucumber that you use. And also when we say like pickled cucumber, they tend to be like shortly pickled. I don't know if that's the right way to say this, but cucumbers that you kind of pickle for a very short amount of time in kind of less aggressive flavors. So they're kind of more, they're still fresh and crunchy rather than like pickling for 2 months or something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, no, here pickled cucumber would be just a pickle. My menu came out to $16. My honorable mentions were just the chalupa, the Crunchwrap Supreme, and the double cheeseburger, all because I wanted to put them in appetizers, but they felt too much like they would be flirting with entrees, so that's why I went with the stacker.
What's a chalupa?
It's like a wrapped taco thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like it looks like it's like a taco wrapped with fried dough, kinda. I guess would be the best way to put it.
A taco wrapped in fried dough.
Yeah,
Where's this from?
Taco Bell.
From Taco Bell as well. Oh, okay. I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just bubble up on the layers. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good choice.
Yeah, but it felt too much like an entree than an appetizer. Then I kind of feel like I was cheating a little bit. So
you've already cheated enough in this draft as well. So
off.
yeah, I agree.
I'm actually doing a great job of making it a 50-50 poll, just straight up, because it should have been skewed towards you, but I'm being nice and generous, magnanimous, as they would say. But I know you got to get to the match right now, so
yes,
we'll just call today for PRChomps. That's episode 7. So thank you, Tim.
Honor and a pleasure.
All right, and see you next week. See you guys.